So the River Intellectuals started with the idea of bringing more students into research in the Balkans. We got students in from many different disciplines to show this whole story around hydropower development and to really also link them so that if they do part of their studies that they know somebody else is also studying in another field. And we got more and more students a bit scattered that wanted to do a thesis in that direction, and then we thought of really connecting them, so to physically get them at one spot together, and that's where the Students for Rivers Camp ID came from.
What worries me most about 2,700 dam project, well, that this is kind of at European scale. It's a unique chance to keep a lot of rivers alive rather than having to repair them in 50 years from now. So the sheer scale of this development is almost a guarantee that that development is going to be very unguided and not knowledge and evidence based.
At a time when we've lost over 80% of our freshwater species and we're spending millions of euros trying to restore rivers all over the world, it's far cheaper to keep wild than it is to restore wilderness. So for me it's really important to keep these last remaining wild rivers that we have here in the Balkans that are so special, to keep them free flowing, to keep them wild and not make the mistakes we've made elsewhere, because it'll be much more expensive in the long run. Science is really important for providing the evidence base that we need to protect rivers in their wild state. There's so many pressures for us to develop rivers for short-term economic gain that we need science to tell us what the long-term impacts of that are going to be so that we can have a good argument about what the right thing to do is.
I really realized how unique the Balkans are and how different is it from the other countries. That you have local people, you have this culture, you have the history that really takes part of the whole thing. So I get even more motivated to contribute to my country.
I basically came here to learn how can I help my friend Aos and its tributaries. I feel like I earned a lot during this week. What I had in mind is that there is a gap between the local communities there. There are people that really want to help Aos, to help the river flow free to Albania and to the sea. But nobody knows that there are scientists interested in this direction. Me neither. I had no idea that there might be scientists interested in this thing.
I was really impressed by the complexity of the system. I mean, we had lectures in biology, in hydrochemistry, in hydromorphology, and there are so many disciplines and it's all interconnected with the river. And if we disrupt this balance, this really sensitive balance, we end up to destroy a lot. We end up to destroy everything.
So what I really didn't think about before coming here was that every feature in the river is there for a purpose and people don't really appreciate that. So when a dam is built, you focus only on the advantages of the dam, on the hydropower, on the flood prevention. But the river is so dynamic and all the floods that happen are actually natural and they lead to the long-term balance of the river. And so you start thinking like the river.